special presentation of AreaCable.com and the Area Guides Network, produced by CraigShipp.com, with special guests from around the globe. I'm Peter McDermott, and now on to our feature presentation.
Okay, we are going to talk photography this evening, and let's see, to start it out, we have...
Oh, I'm not the first.
Get this window in place here. Alvaro, do you have a picture that you wanted to share with us? Photo?
Me?
I think you're muted.
Okay. My favorite style picture is the nightlife and photography in the night, in the disco spectrum. I am possible. Moment.
Okay, Alvaro's getting a photo ready for us to see here. You need to use your share screen option to show us the photo. Anybody that's not talking might want to mute. We're getting some background noise there.
Okay. Right. This photo wall is in the Festival Aquacella in north of Spain.
Okay.
This festival is second for big in Spain and very impressive. 5 days. The techno house, electronic, good luck. Another album. This is Iron Oath.
Wow, that's beautiful.
More spectacular. This is my favorite.
Wow.
Is that steel wall?
Yes. Okay, this return to the cam. Hello. This is the use for the steel wolf. This is the tour to the kitchen.
Sure.
Full iron and iron. Bueno, cable. This is the Pernoff. Entonces, Iron Wolf insert, 9 volts battery, grass in burn, and round a circle, big circle, and flame to the sparks everywhere.
Wow.
Like painting, right?
Yeah, it's similar. This another picture. Okay. Welcome to the desktop. This fine lab. This is my grandma and family. I love Picasa system for the photo walls. This is a remix for my favorite jobs. This photo is no Photoshop, only Lightroom. This picture is 2 seconds. Pardon, don't worry. For the logo edit for the website. This is my website. This photo in 1 second flash, 2 second flash in one photo.
Cool. Nice effect.
This is 50 millimeters.
Oh, this was risky.
Yeah. This is my only photograph to the model. I not like work to the fashion. The fashion is a typical photograph, but no happy for me. Stay rules.
That's a beautiful photo, though.
Mm-hmm. This is a go-go in the disco in Madrid.
You can go.
This is a hip-hop genre. Some DJs. People crazy. Whoa! Welcome to the.
Now, can you give us your website address for folks that might be watching this later on that might want to see some of these photos?
Okay. My website is broken to the server. It's full in. And this is the remove data and actualize hard drive, and this moment no work.
Okay.
Actually only using Google Plus and Facebook by the present my job.
You must have
Okay.
a cap.
Very good. Now let's switch to Bruno. Bruno, do you have an image that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, basically I'm gonna show you the photos, or some photo I took last weekend, basically, and I woke up real early and tried to get the sunrise, and this is one of those photos from the sunrise.
Okay,
Don't
we're not.
exactly
Oh,
know.
there it's coming in. Okay.
I don't know exactly how it works to share, but this is one of the photos I took on the on that weekend, but past weekend, I guess. It's a long exposure at really early in the morning. I don't. It's just kind of tricky to.
How long was that exposure?
Oh, this one is something like 30 seconds, something like that.
We're getting a lot of feedback, so somebody might want to mute their microphone if you're feeding back. Okay,
This
so
is something.
so what lens did you use? What camera?
Okay, this is a D90 with basically I have the 50 millimeters.
Okay.
Aperture is, I think, is 7 or something like that, and
F7.
exposure
Okay.
f7.1, and the exposure is something like 30 seconds.
Okay.
I guess something like that. It's I try to basically fit the bridge near the green, because it's a green park under the bridge basically. I don't know. I kind of like this picture, but I think it's perhaps a little blow out in some greens actually. But I tried to make several exposure. This one was the best actually.
Sure. Okay.
Just to say that I tried to get her real early to get the sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
And this photo is at 7 a.m. basically. It's 25 minutes exposure with basically under the bridge. And at 8 a.m. I got the similar photo. It's extremely foggy and I couldn't get really the sunrise. I just got the. You seen the pictures?
Sure. Sure.
So I got up real early to see the sunrise, and I just see the smog, actually.
That sometimes happens. Okay, well, thank you for sharing. And Christoph, did you have an image you wanted to share?
Of course. Well, I actually was showing it before. This is sunset in Campinas,
Okay.
city in Brazil. These are some pictures I would like to share with everybody. So actually what I would like definitely to have opinion of everybody, because this we have already discussed, was about my photos. That's my first attempt to do something more, let's say, not professional, but something more serious. Yeah. So there is 37 photos from my last trip to Switzerland. Was about 2 weeks ago. I Okay, you see that? Yes.
And have you shared these photos on your Google Plus?
Yes, sir. I have done this because actually I was so involved this as my first as an amateur trying to really to pick up the golden time, etc., etc. So this was for me was extremely nice experience, extremely nice. Yeah, and more better than I had a very good feedback from a lot of people who saw these pictures. Yeah.
Sure.
So that's how I came in contact with Ingo. That he criticized the first photo I put in Google Plus, and after that I was at least every time I now take a photo, I'm always watching about the horizon, if this of the horizon is okay.
Yeah, I think it helps if you put
So
if you put right in your posting of a photo that you welcome comments and criticisms, then that way people feel more comfortable about critiquing. And I always enjoy it when somebody criticizes one of my photos because you can always learn something. That is for sure.
Yes, definitely, yes.
So
to speak, just to say that critique, there's a digital photography school. On the forums, they have basically a section to critique photos. Just critique. You put a photo there and you say, what about this? What is wrong with this? I don't like this. What do you think? And other people answer. Don't exactly photographer professionals, but other people that.
Bruno, maybe you can put the link to that in the chat,
okay,
so that Christoph can.
I'm gonna find that.
So what we'll do is I'm next in line, so I'm going to share one photo here. It's a little tricky for me because of the way my setup is here, but hopefully, can you all see that one with the blue microphone?
Yes.
Okay.
I can see it's black and white.
Okay, so the reason I shared this photo is I was just playing around with the iPhone 4S and a little application I have called Camera Plus on it. And so I took this photo with the iPhone 4S of my desk microphone here, and then I processed it using Camera Plus, an app in the iPhone, which then allows me to put a border around it, which in this case the border I think is called Old Fashioned. And then it also allows me to add a caption to the photo. So in this case I put my website --Blue Mic. So I put this up just kind of as a demonstration of what you can do with an iPhone just without any other equipment whatsoever. If you don't have a computer, if you don't have anything else, you can shoot the photo, process it, tag it, brand it, put it up on the internet with just that one device. So I really look at this as a game changer for people that can't afford to buy an expensive computer and software and so on and so forth, but that can create interesting images that they might then be able to put on their website or use in their business or whatever. Not professional grade images, but things that are probably good enough to use in a business situation or in a family sharing environment, something like that. So that's what I would share, and I'll go ahead and drag this away.
Can you also share the link to that picture so we see it in its full glory?
The picture is... Oh, I've got to stop sharing my desktop because I'm getting this cascading. The picture is posted in my... I believe it's in my Google Plus stream. It's certainly in my Flickr stream, which I have a link to my Flickr stream from my Google Plus profile there with all my links. And it's one of the more recent photos that I posted in that stream. So it's there, together with some other ones that I was also playing around with the iPhone. I put several in there that were all processed with the iPhone, and I tagged them as such. So again, just thinking outside the box a little bit. How can somebody that's, just has an iPhone with them and they have a chance to capture an image, what can they then do with it with just that piece of equipment? It's getting better all the time, and with the iPhone 4S, the camera's gotten even better. So I see a lot of potential with that sort of thing. So now we're going to go to Fakian. You're muted, I think. Okay. And did you?
Good evening. Good morning to everyone.
Did you have an image to share?
Yes, I'd like to share 3 images with you. First one. Is everybody seeing black and white cars?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Recently I started playing with black and white pictures, and I'd like to hear some advices from you guys about how we post-process this kind of photo.
Your audio is dropping off for some reason.
Okay, I'm trying to get a little bit closer.
Okay.
I'd
So,
like to find out some tips about photography.
okay, so your audio is coming and going a little bit, but you were asking about tips on black and white conversion.
Yes, some basic rules.
What program are you using? Aperture or Lightroom or?
Well, this is raw pictures from my Nikon D60.
And what program are you using when you download them to your computer?
Adobe Camera Raw.
Camera Raw. Does anybody use that program? Is anybody familiar with that in the group?
Sure, it's the exact same thing that Lightroom uses. It's just a different interface.
Okay, so can you give some tips as to what you would do for black and white conversion using that program?
Yeah, when you're doing the black and white conversion, there's actually a button for it in Camera Raw. I mean, there's sliders for each color, so your reds, your yellows, your oranges, your cyans, and so on. You can slide those around, and depending on your sky and everything else, you can get a lot more drama. Instead of just a straight black and white conversion, you can play with the tone. So it's it's the exact same thing as Lightroom, and it's just a different interface.
Okay, so if I want to play with the sky, I have to play with the blue levels, or go to the opposite color and play with it.
Yeah, you'd play with the blue. You could play with the green if it's on grass there. Depending on the color of the car, you can play with that. So you can get lighter or darker. Like if you're taking a portrait and you want the lips darker, obviously that's the red slider. So you can play with the black and white conversion in that way.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now, where do
Great advice.
plugins come in, like Nik software plugin, things like that, for black and white conversion?
I don't use any plugins, so I really can't speak to that.
Using Nik Silver FX Pro all the time for my black and whites. That's out your black and white pictures.
And what is the advantage?
Nik Silver FX Pro 2.
Most of the time, the advantage of the plugins is that they give you some predefined settings so that you have specific mixes for things. If you're looking at like a copper plate mix or a chrome mix, you can get your different predetermined values that are done for you with the sliders. But I mean, really the magic is how you adapt each color to the black and white conversion, how much contrast it's going to have, and everything else.
So the plugins could be a time-saving tool, possibly.
Yes, that's pretty much every plugin's a time-saving tool, because the plugins ultimately do what you could do in Photoshop anyway, really. It's just a matter of saving time.
Okay. Good. Ingo, did you have an image that you wanted to share?
For you. 1 second. Can you see it?
Yes, we can. And where was that taken?
I'm gonna paste the link. That was taken in Naples, Florida.
Okay, yeah, I go to Sarasota every winter.
Oh, I know Sarasota. That's a lovely place. Yeah. Awesome.
By the way,
Light is here.
I would encourage you all to put captions with your photos when you can. I know it's time consuming, but sometimes it's nice.
I usually add captions when I pripe what the image is all about, and I don't add it to the actual photo.
Sure.
Yeah. I hope you've seen the link I just posted, so you can see the very beautiful sunset.
Sure. Okay, very good. Thank you for sharing.
I usually start shooting sunsets after. Yeah.
Now, was this an HDR?
That's an HDR, yes.
Okay. Nicely done. So it looks like Matt. It looks like you're next. Did you have an image you wanted to share?
Yeah, I do. 1 second here. Let me share my screen. Alright, pulling it up right now. Alright, can everybody see that?
Yeah, I love volleyball.
Yeah, so anyway, this image, I was wanting to do kind of a commercial shoot that had volleyball in it, since I haven't really shot much volleyball. And so basically we set up some lights. I had one Einstein up front with an 11-inch sports reflector. First it was up top, we ended up moving it down for some ground shots. Shot it with a 5D Mark II and a 50mm lens. So there wasn't a lot of distortion in it. And then I had a fill light, pretty much our camera position is, just to bring in those blacks a little bit. But I don't like a lot of fill, I just like having the information there so I can take it out if I want to. And then on the backlight, it's also Einstein with an 11-inch reflector. So yeah, we just, I think this is like the 15th shot we took. Just trying to get the expression in the sand just right. Expression, I kind of don't care for it, but it is realistic towards sports, you know. They always have the weird expressions.
Sure, sure. I think it's
fun. And then the ball, we were having issues getting the timing just right on that, so we kept trying to shoot the ball from there like 15 shots and get it just right at the right height, the sand flying up, but we couldn't get it, so I ended up positing the ball in.
Now, can you go back to the image one more time? What was the F?
Nico is sharing his screen over the top of Matt.
Okay, yeah, just reshare your screen.
Okay.
And then that way, we'll see it again. Okay, so what was your f-stop? Do you recall?
I can tell you. Hang on, just 1 second. We got F11 at 1/200th of a second. All the information we got right here. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, at that f-stop, your flash is freezing the action.
Yeah. The Einsteins, they have a really short flash duration when they're in action mode. So you turn to action mode, and it just really stops the action well. And then have the lights pretty bright. I think they're on close to full power. With the sports reflector, so that adds about 2 stops of light efficiency. So the background is pretty well underexposed, and I did overlay a little bit of clouds in there just to give it a little bit more drama to it.
Sure.
But other than that, it's pretty much out of camera. I moved the ball down just a little bit. It was cut off in the original picture. Yeah. And I added a little bit of clouds, but other than that, it's pretty close to the original. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's go to Scott. And please, everybody else, don't share your screen because you'll step on his screen sharing if you share your screen. So we'll go back to Scott. Did you have an image?
Yep.
Okay.
This is one of my. I only do portraiture.
Okay.
So, and I'm a Photoshop nut, so the photos I like are the ones I can take and I can really kind of mess with after the fact. So this is one of my favorite ones because she has blue hair, so messing with her hair after the fact is a lot of fun. So this is probably my favorite image in the last year or so. I lined up a few that I really like. I can roar through. This is I wanted to do kind of a seance. So this is a composite of about 7 different shots. Some things like the candle and the symbolature on the floor were added after the fact.
Wow.
Invalid images, okay.
Now, can you go back to the original one more time, the first
Sure.
shot? How much of that is her real hair? Or do you know?
Probably 30%.
Okay. And did you add hair after the fact, or was she just wearing a wig or wigs?
No, I added all her hair.
Okay.
Yeah. I usually mess with the things afterwards. I'm actually big into a painterly look as well, so I have a Corel painter, and I'll go in afterwards and paint in details, make some backgrounds.
Okay. Wow.
Getting ready for Halloween, so shooting some of these things. The wings are actually painted from scratch because I don't have wings laying around.
Wow.
And just kind of, I like movement. I like a lot of movement in my images, so a lot of them have hair movement and so on. So that's what I do. I just kind of like, I like the more creative, conceptual pieces.
Wow. Now, will you take images that somebody else provided to you and do your thing with them, or do you not do that?
I do that for a couple magazines that I shoot for, but normally they're my work as well. But there are some situations where they'll give me work from another, and they'll need to retouch it. But I don't retouch for a fee. At least I haven't explored that. Depends on the number of hours. Some of these things have a tremendous number of time in them, and
Sure.
It's kind of hard to estimate how long you'd want to spend retouching them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. It looks like Scott is on the phone, so let's go to Hugo.
Okay, thank you. Sure. Okay, this is a picture, a photograph that I took one night at an amusement park. I was walking around a town with my tripod and camera in hand, so I saw this amusement park and I said, let's try to take some long exposures there. So I put down my tripod and try to avoid the people stepping into it and throwing everything to the ground.
Sure.
That was the hardest thing to do there. Took a lot of shots, hoping for changing the exposure, the length of the exposure between 2 and 10 seconds. Generally, this is at 4 seconds, by the way.
And what? Yeah. So 4 seconds. And what was your aperture?
Let me see. That was f20.
Okay. And you
f20,
recall what
100 ISO.
What was the ISO again?
100.
100. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't want too much light in there, just the streaks to show. And I like the people in the front who look like they are mesmerized by what's happening in front of them, which is totally unrecognizable. You're not able to see the cars of the amusement that are turning in the air, only the streaks of light.
Sure. Beautiful capture.
I have a few more. It's a matter of luck. I took a few hundred pictures, then it was a matter of selecting the ones that came out right with some interesting shapes.
So did you took your tripod with you, right?
Yes.
Because for seconds.
Yeah, it was on a tripod, yes. So I went for the abstract looks. Nothing
Beautiful.
really planned.
Yeah. I mean, look at the geometric shapes that you have in there, and just totally accidental, right? That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a giant spirograph.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a way. You need to have some luck, but also to have some eye for what might be the right time. Because if it's too short, you see very short streaks. If it's too long, it's all blurry.
Sure.
So you have to try different lengths, different exposures, and different positions. And after a while, you click the shutter at the right time, and you leave it open for the right time. And you can get some nice effects.
Wonderful.
Nothing really complicated, but it can be fun.
Looks like Scott is still on the phone. While he's on the phone, why don't we start back up at the top, and anyone that has a website that they'd like to plug or anything before we stop the recording. Alvaro, did you have a website? Anything you'd like to plug? Maybe not. Bruno?
Not right.
Okay.
I don't have.
Okay.
Just use Google Plus and Flickr,
Okay.
basically.
Christoph?
Yeah, I'm happy that I get some pictures, done. So, someday I will present you my website.
Okay. And Fokion?
No, just using Google Plus.
Just Google Plus. Okay. Ingo? You're muted.
Yep, my website is ingomacman.com.
Okay, and that's MECKMANNINGO first name.com.
I just pasted it into, yeah.
Very good. And Matt?
I posted them over in chat there. Fred Miranda, it's a great forum.
Yeah, say it also because the chat's not being recorded for the video, but you might want to say it also.
Okay, so fredmiranda.com. It's a great forum for photographers.
Okay.
And then my website is mattleichholt.com. It's got my portfolio on it and stuff.
Yeah,
But
and that's MATTLEITHOLT for those listening. Very good.
Yeah.
And Scott?
Mine is sedetweiler.com. It's DETWEILER.com. Although I do repost most of those images here in Google+. That's my primary site. I also have a site where I do Photoshop tutorials for some of my images, and that is lightshootedit.com.
Cool. Nice URL. And Hugo, did you have a website you wanted to share?
Yes, probably the best way is to go to ucphoto.me, and that is basically a gateway to my portfolio, Google Plus page, Twitter, Flickr, whatever. They're all listed there.
Very good. And I can be found on CraigShipp.com. Thanks everybody for tuning in. That's a